Hey guys, this week I'm making a video casually and one that makes me pretty uncomfortable, and it's about how to earn high dollars. Now, the reason that this makes me uncomfortable is because I don't really talk about my finances a lot, but I want this video to serve as an inspiration for you. It is not an ego boost. So here are the 5 things I did that totally transformed my finances and started earning me some big bucks as a VA. Number one, I zeroed in on a couple different niches. Now, most people, when they start, myself included, start as a general assistant. This means that you're doing general admin type services. You're doing, think of it like an executive assistant. You're doing calendar management, maybe inbox management. You're booking flights for people. You're basically there to do the kind of clerical work that clients don't usually like to do. Could be data entry, could be light research. But the thing that is really going to help you maximize your income is to get serious about certain niches, especially if they're high-end, high-paying niches. There are a bunch of different ways that you as a VA can do this. You can learn and focus on a niche that's in demand and high-paying. This is one of my favorite things to do. In fact, I have another video up here to help you hone in on exactly how to do that. What this means is if you're a general VA, but you find that over time your clients ask you or have mentioned to you things like, man, I have a company website and I struggle to keep it updated. Or, I've been posting some stuff on my company's social media. It's just to put something out there. You could come back and upsell some of those services and say, hey, I can take care of your website management or maintenance, and I can come and upload your blog posts or your videos, and I can put those on social media and help you grow or at least engage with your following. These are things that can be learned. You can do watch YouTube videos like you're doing now. You can take courses. You can explore different ways that you can learn and master some of these higher end skills. That way, on top of your admin and your general services, you're also doing things like social media management, which is a higher dollar sign. So these are just different ways that you can start pricing out your services differently. Another way you can niche is not by service, but by person or industry. I have done both. I recommend if you can do both, why not do both? But when I first started, I was advertising myself to all sorts of different clients. I was like, whatever you need. If you're a teacher, are you in tech? Are you a writer? Are you a mompreneur? Like whatever you needed, I was there to help. But then over time, I realized that since I didn't really have a focus, I was having a harder time marketing myself to the people that I wanted to work with. So it took me some time, but I finally honed in on what it is that I was doing for my own clients too. And eventually I landed on wealth management and venture capitalists. And by me honing down and winnowing down my own clients, I was able to then concentrate on clients who are in wealth management. It helped me get used to their verbiage, their lingo, their language, so I could speak on our unofficial interviews. I could speak to them a little more easily. They felt like I got their industry. I felt like I understood what they were doing. Best thing about certain industries like that is that they typically have more disposable income or more flexibility in hiring virtual assistants like you and me. At the end of the day, you will hear me talk a lot about niching and how powerful and transformative niching can be for your business. But again, if you're starting out, start out as a general VA. Make sure you are trying a number of different services with different people and figure out what it is that you like and don't like, because you and I have a golden opportunity to build a business that we love in the way that we love. So if you're exploring who to work with and who you enjoy working with, keep going, but keep the whole niching thing in the back of your mind for down the road. But tip number 2 is related to that tip, niching down. The second thing I did that helped me earn more income was dropping clients. And I know right now your mind's probably exploding because you're like, how am I supposed to drop clients and make more money? It makes no sense. But in a weird way, it does. I have another video up here called the 80-20 rule. So the gist of the 80-20 principle is that 80% of your income, that's the bulk of your income, probably comes from 20% of your clientele. And so I did apply that principle to my business, and I started looking at it and I thought, who are the clients who are paying me the bulk of money? And at one point in my career, I had 18 people. I was frazzled. I was working day and night. I was catching up on weekends. I was incredibly unhappy because I had zero time to do anything for myself. And I thought, what is the point of building a freelance business if I'm basically working like I was in an office? So I applied the 80/20 principle, and I realized that 80% of my income was only coming from about 4 of my clients, and that I was actually spending a lot of time and effort and mental space on clients who were actually not paying me that much money at all. So what I ended up doing was dropping my smaller clients. And as I had more time to dedicate to my larger clients, I was able to then upsell my own services, pick up more time, offer them more services, more time. In any case, I am still with those big clients now. It's been about 6 years. We're still going strong, and they are still the bulk of my income. So consider applying that principle to your own services. Conversely, you can also apply the 80/20 principle like this. Does 80% of your stress come from 20% of your clients? If you find that you are constantly thinking and stressing and anxious about one particular client, or maybe 2 clients in your roster, drop them. Drop them. It is not worth it. Tip number 3, I got more aggressive and serious with my rates. So as a general VA, when I started, and I think this is true for many who start, you tend to start at, especially if you're based in the US, you tend to start at a $20 to $25 an hour rate. And that's solid, but something that I think many VAs forget is that as you hone your craft, as you work hard at, 3, 6 months into working with a client, if you are consistent with your work, if you're good, if your clients are happy, if things are going well, I want you to remember this: rates are not set in stone. Oh, I know. So it took me a while to realize that even though my work had gotten better with my clients, and a lot of time had gone by, I realized that I wasn't updating my rates. And so all of a sudden it was light bulb moment. I had to get more aggressive with my rates that I was setting for myself, or my business was never going to grow no matter how many clients I had. So what I ended up doing was keeping a list for all my clients of things that they hired me for. And then I kept a separate bullet point list of things that I was doing on top of that work. And so after a period of time that I set for myself arbitrarily, I set mine for 6 months. In some cases, it was a full year. It really depended on what I was doing for the client. But 6 months to a year into work, I would compare what was I hired for, what am I doing in addition that maybe was either out of scope or we'd ended up picking up throughout the time together. And I sent them an email and simply said, hey, here's what you hired me for, here's what I'm doing and also doing. And as of such and such date, your rate is going to go from $20 an hour to $35. Yes, I really do send those emails out, and raising your rates, although it feels scary, I get it, is a game changer for your business. Because again, if you've already done the work, if you've already winnowed down on clients, if you've already found a core group of clients who love working with you, respect your work, I think you might be surprised that not a lot of people are going to drop you. Seriously, it sounds counterintuitive, but clients who like working with you are going to continue to work with you. Now, if you do decide to raise your rates, and you have a client or two that says, you know what, I can't go to that next upper tier, then you as a business owner have a choice to make. You can either choose to keep them because you like working with them, or you can choose to amicably part ways, and that's okay too. And again, at the end of the day, by opening yourself up to more time with a higher paying client, you might find that you're opening yourself up to better clients, higher pay. And again, the higher the pay, the fewer hours you need to work. Higher pay, better clients, less time you're actually working on your client work. Tip number 4 of something that really changed for me was really emphasizing with my new clients that I had coming in that I was in this relationship for the long term. So something that clients do like to hear, and it is something that I genuinely feel, is that I think virtual assistants is a long-term partnership, not just a short-term solution for a one-off project. So anytime I had new client interviews or calls or onboarding calls, whatever it is you want to call them, I really emphasized on the call that I was a careerist virtual assistant, that this was my business, that I look forward to working with these people for the long term. And that's something that I found clients like to hear, because they don't necessarily want to find a VA, train a new VA, and do it every year. They want consistency in their business too. And so really committing to this business is something that will help you grow too. Now, that's a very simple tip, but if you genuinely are in this for the long haul, if you just want to do one-off projects, don't promise them that, because it'll hurt your reputation if you're like, yeah, I'm in this for the long haul, and then 2 weeks after a project, you're like, goodbye. So only engage in that kind of verbiage and behavior if you really, truly are growing your business. I think clients do like to hear that. So that was a simple tip number 4. And finally, tip number 5 for how you can really maximize your income is work your butt off. Now, I don't mean work 4,000 hours and have 20 clients and have no time for yourself, but I mean work hard and with intention for the clients that you do have, for the clients that you've identified using the 80/20 principle, who are paying you well, who you like to work with. Work hard to go above and beyond for them. Work hard to anticipate their needs. For example, if you're booking travel for somebody consistently, and your client, don't just look up flights and say, here are your options, here you go. Look up flights for them. Put your first best option, second alternative, third alternative. Change the way that you are communicating and writing to them. Help really map things out for them so that they can eliminate their thinking. After you've booked tickets for them, put it in their calendar. Put a reminder in your own calendar to check them into their flights 24 hours prior to departure, and then send them their boarding pass to their mobile phone. Check in with them the morning of the flight and say, hey, your flight's on time. You can do these things that go above and beyond, that will help keep your clients happy and make them feel like it's really worthwhile paying you the now increased rate that they are paying you. I hope this is a very casual conversation, but I hope this video was inspirational for you. I mean, there are definitely things that you can do to maximize your income. And if you are watching this, whether you are nearing 5 or 6 figures yourself, or whether you are just trying to figure out how to make $1 with your first client, I've been there in both scenarios. I just want to tell you, keep going. Apply these 5 principles to your business, and it's going to be okay. And just remember that your freelance career isn't measured by the dollar amount, because what you're doing is worthy. If you're happy and you're building your own business and career, it is worth it. Keep going. I'm proud of you, but I really hope these tips help you get to that high dollar amount a little faster. I thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm available in the comments, and if you have any questions specifically about virtual assistants, send me an email, leave me a comment, let me know what kind of videos you want to see here, because I'm making these for you. So thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll catch you on the next video.